It can only get better from here, but our first introduction to the Ben Johnson-less Lions offense had very little bite. Jared Goff's 42% play action rate on early downs was well below his 50% rate under Johnson last year. Goff's 38% under center rate on early downs was way down from his 52% rate last year. Goff faced man coverage on just 9% of his dropbacks against the Packers, and he was blitzed on just 9% of his dropbacks as well, number 2 lowest of any quarterback in the NFL in Week 1. But even in the first half of the game, before it became a blowout, Goff was playing in an offense that showed very little similarity to Ben Johnson's offense. In the first half, Goff was blitzed on just 19% of his dropbacks and pressured at the 5th lowest rate of any quarterback, only 18%. But he held on to the football for 3+ seconds on over 50% of his dropbacks, the number 2 highest rate in the NFL. And despite hardly being pressured and having plenty of time to throw the ball and not facing much man coverage, Goff averaged only 1.6 air yards per attempt in the first half. 1.6 air yards per attempt on all first half passes, despite the 5th lowest rate of pressure. That was the lowest target depth of any quarterback in the NFL last week in the first half of games. Goff ended the game with the number 3 longest time to throw, but the lowest target depth of any quarterback in the league. Those two things should not go together and certainly represent a quarterback who isn't comfortable or confident. Combined with a terrible rushing performance, the Lions recorded just 4 explosive plays all game, their lowest rate of explosive plays since 2021. Now, obviously, some of the credit does go to the Green Bay Packers defense, but the Lions offense was highly problematic, and that showed up elsewhere as well. Case in point, down inside of the red zone. Here's where we don't need to worry about target depth nearly as much. The entire field is condensed. Just call good plays and score touchdowns, which is what the Lions did in years past. The Lions made 4 trips into the red zone, but scored just 1 touchdown. And this is where the loss of Ben Johnson really stands out. In the red zone, the Lions ranked number 29 of 30 offenses in success rate with just 23%. Number 25 out of 30 offenses in EPA per play at -0.37. The last 2 years, the Lions ranked top 6 in both of those metrics. Detroit's offense is bound to improve, but they play the number 3 toughest schedule of opponents this year. They have very little margin for error offensively.